Guys, welcome back to Fire Team Base. This is Reaper, and I'm joined with Bees tonight, and we are here for our Week 16 NFL Pick-'Ums. Bees, NFL season's coming to a close, man. How do you feel like you're doing here lately?
I'm feeling good, man. I just had a great week last week. I wish the Steelers would have finished the job against the Patriots, or else we'd be tied right now. But at least it didn't come down to an index card. That's all I gotta say, because that was ridiculous, man. I feel so bad for the Raiders. Probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in the NFL, if not the dumbest thing I've ever seen in the NFL.
Definitely odd, but I'm right now leading by a razor card's edge. If you've been keeping up with us, we all had a good week last week. Bees finished 13-3
Whoop,
to
whoop.
bring his season total up to 86-47. Reap finished 12-4 to bring his season total up to 87-46. And our guest finished 12-4 to bring his season total up to 86-47. Bees, you and the guest now trail me by one game. Things are getting tight here moving into the playoffs, man. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think you got what it takes?
Oh yeah, dude, certainly, man. From where I was at 3 weeks ago, I was in really tough shape, really bad shape. I really want to be at that 2.0 mark, with our calling the games, and that's a feat in itself. And that noise you hear in the background is our special guest this evening, Scopes. What's up, Scopes?
What's up, guys? Big fan of the show. Happy to be on.
Heck yeah, we're glad to have you, dude. We always appreciate having our fans on. And how do you think you're going to do this week? You think you're going to make the guests jump in? You think you're going to make the playoff squad?
Yeah, man, we'll see. I just started watching the season here pretty shortly, so we'll see how I do. I think I'll kill it.
All right, Reeves. Well, hey, man, if you want to take us away, dude, let's get it going. I'm itching to get these picks done.
All right, guys. Bit of a weird week this week. No Thursday night football. We start on Saturday with the Colts at the Ravens.
I don't see why the Ravens will lose this game. I think they're gonna take it to the Colts. They're still in the hunt for those final playoff spots in the AFC, so they're also at home. The Ravens are gonna win this one, 27-12.
I don't think it's going to be the prettiest football we'll see all season, but I do think the Ravens are going to come away with a win. Good defense for them is going to be too much for a Colts team that's in a strange place right now. I think the Ravens win this one 20-10.
And I'm gonna have to agree with both you guys, man. The Ravens are just too much the better team here, and they're gonna win 34-13.
All right, in our second game on Saturday, we have Vikings at Packers.
Aaron Rodgers came back last week, and guess what happened? He's back on the IR, dude. I thought too that he was gonna be able to win that game for them. Even though I did pick the Panthers, I didn't know he was playing. But regardless of the point, you don't bring back a franchise quarterback to try and save your season when he's still hurt, and they lost anyways. So the Vikings will take advantage of that huge injury. They'll go into Green Bay and they're gonna give it to the Pack Nasties here, 29-14.
Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers going back on IR, I don't think there's any way the Packers are going to win this, even though I don't think the Vikings are going to come out very sharp, having already clinched the NFC North. I think this one's going to wind up a little bit closer than everybody thinks, but they're still going to win 23-20.
If I'm the Vikings right now, I'm thinking no Rodgers, no problem. They're gonna win 27-17, but I think the Packers will put up a pretty good fight.
All right, moving forward to our 1 o'clock Sunday games, we have Buccaneers at Panthers.
Man, the Panthers are really solidifying themselves as a legitimate threat for the playoff run that will be happening. They will make the playoffs and they will win this game 21-10.
The Panthers definitely strike me as a team that's shaping up right at the right time in the season. And I think this one will be a little bit closer than everyone thinks because I think Jameis Winston and company found a little bit of rhythm last week against Atlanta. I still don't think they're going to have enough to overcome that Panthers defense. I think the Panthers win 27-13.
I agree with both of you again, man. The Panthers and Cam Newton, he was kind of jiving last week against the Packers, calling that audible on that wheel route. and I think they're going to win 34-20.
Going into a showdown now with two teams that are definitely making the playoffs, Browns at Bears.
Oh, top 5 picks, basically. But, I was really leaning towards the Browns getting their first win of the year, but it's not going to happen, man. They are too bad of a football team. And even though the Bears are playing pretty shitty football, there's no way that at least that defense lets the Browns get out and win this one, man. As much as I want to take the Browns here, I can't. I'm taking my Bears 27-13.
I'm also going to go Bears. The consensus continues, and I believe that the Bears with their defense are going to be too much for a Browns team that may as well not have a quarterback out there all game. I think the Bears win this one in an ugly slugfest, 19-16.
I'm gonna have to switch it up with you guys, man. I think the Browns might pull this one off. My boy Josh Gordon's gonna be off the henny a little bit, and maybe he'll go off for a couple touchdowns. So I think they're gonna win 24-20.
Yeah, hopefully they don't drug test him before the game. Cleveland could not be without him. Moving forward, we have Lions at Bengals.
This one's pretty much straightforward. I know it's in Cincy. It'll be a little cold, but nothing's gonna stop Stafford from vying for that last playoff spot. Certainly not the likes of Andy Dalton and AJ Green. I got the Lions winning this one 30-21.
Yeah, it looks to me that the Bengals have quit on Marvin Lewis, who's already appeared to be out at the end of the season. I love everyone's talking about Marvin Lewis like he's leaving on his own accord, but really it's just his contract's up and they have no interest in bringing him back. I think the Lions win this one pretty comfortably, 30-10.
I'm gonna have to go with you guys again, man. The Lions they're looking good too, and the Bengals just lost their coach, like Reap said. So a little dysfunctional there. So yep, Lions 30-21.
Moving forward, we have Dolphins at Chiefs in an AFC showdown.
Well, I picked them last week against the Chargers, and they didn't prove me wrong. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs to take care of Cutler and the Dolphins and throw them into the trash bin. I'll take the Chiefs at home 34-23.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are just a really bipolar team. They definitely got up in that for that game against Tom Brady and the Patriots, but then they just seem to disappear against Buffalo. I don't think they're really going to show up to this one, and I don't think they have much to play for. I think the Chiefs are going to win this one 24-20.
Yeah, as long as Cutler's under center, man, I don't see the Dolphins winning that much. So and the Chiefs are looking great right now. So I'm gonna go Chiefs 31-17.
Moving forward, we have another layup with the AFC East with the Bills at the Patriots.
The Bills are going to put up a big fight against the Patriots. It's always very interesting when they play each other. But Tom Brady at home just came through on that big loss. I should say got very lucky with that big win in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to take the Patriots here 28-17.
I think the Patriots are thanking their lucky stars. They escaped the Steelers last week, and I think they're going to get their mojo back against a Bills team that's probably playing above its head a little bit. And just with this matchup being in Foxborough, watch for the Patriots to get way out in front. I'm going to say 42-10. Patriots.
Ooh. Yeah, man, Tom Brady is the GOAT. That's just hands down. After coming from a win like that, man, he's just going to go off. He's going to keep going on that streak. So I'm going to go Patriots 30-21.
Next, we have a matchup that actually matters. Falcons at Saints.
I'm going to take the Saints in this one. Last time I chose the Falcons, but this time it's not going to happen. Steve Sarkisian is a big-ass biff for what he did in the play
Favorite
calling.
guy to talk about.
Steve Sarkisian is the biggest biff. And let me tell you why. He is the worst play caller I think I've ever seen. I gave him some credit last week and a couple of weeks before that. But when
you must not watch too many Titans games.
Yeah, when you have Matt Ryan, okay, one of the I'd say top 7 quarterbacks in the NFL. And you're sitting there, and I'm just questioning how many damn how many pass play calls. Essentially, what I'm saying, Steve Sarkisian, you cost me my fantasy game to get into the championship, so you can go, you know what. So yeah, guess what? You guys are missing the playoffs this year. I'm taking the Saints, 37-24.
I'm also going to go Saints. I think this is going to be a really good matchup. I know the Falcons barely escaped the Buccaneers last week, but I really feel like this one is going to be close. But I think the Saints at home is going to be too much for them. Watch for them to escape 27-26.
Steve Sarkisian.
Feel kind of boring, man, but like these are just. I agree with you. Agree with you guys. New Orleans Saints is going to pull it off 31-28.
All right, moving back to the AFC, we have Chargers going up against the Jets.
I'm going to take the Chargers here to keep the pressure on the Chiefs. The Jets really have lost their way. I know McClown was hurt, and I don't know if he'll be back or not for this game, but it wouldn't matter anyways. The Chargers are still pretty hot. Look for them to continue that 26-18 against the Jets.
Lo and behold, we may actually switch up picks. I'm going to go Jets. This has the smell of a trip-up game all over it. They barely lost to the Saints last week, who I believe are a much better team than the Chargers. I think that the Jets are going to steal this one at home from the Chargers, 26-23.
So Reeves has been hanging out with Josh Gordon, I guess, on the weekends because I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Chargers are going to win 28-10.
All right, moving forward, we have Rams at Titans.
Man, if that game against the Seattle Seahawks last week wasn't good old-fashioned slobber knocking, you know what? I don't know what was, man. The Rams solidified themselves as a legitimate threat in the NFL and the upcoming playoffs. So there's no way they're going to lose this game against the Titans, man. I feel bad for you, Reeves, but the Titans yet again may miss out on the playoffs due to tripping up the last 2 weeks against some easy opponents. I got the Rams going into Tennessee 28-21.
As a Titans fan, I'm going to say what happened last week against the Seahawks, it's going to look pretty easy as opposed to what's going to happen down here in Nashville. Watch for this one to get out of hand. Rams 120, Titans 0. No, but in all seriousness, I do believe that the Rams are going to win this game, and I believe that it's going to be close for a little while our defense holds up, but just being out on the field is going to cause them to eventually get tired, and then the Rams will, have their way. I think the Rams are going to win this one 44-20.
Yeah, Reeves, like I said, I know I'm a big fan of the show, so I know the Titans are your team, but I think the Rams are going to just demolish them, man. 35-0.
The big old shutout. All right. Moving forward, our last 1 o'clock game, Broncos at Redskins.
You got two teams really that aren't playing for much. I know, like we discussed in previous shows, Kirk Cousins' contract does expire, so he will be trying to put on a show. Therefore, I believe that they will win this game 21-17.
I also believe they're going to win this game, but I don't think it's for the same reason. I think this one is going to be the Broncos quarterback yet again giving a game away. I think this one is going to be a little more lopsided than people think. I think Redskins win this one 35-7.
Yeah, man, the Broncos just haven't been a little clicking lately, I think, and I think the Redskins are going to win 27-7.
Moving out west for our 4 o'clock games, we have Jaguars at 49ers.
Man, if there was a good test for Jimmy Garoppolo, this one's gonna be it, man. The Jaguars defense is ranked, I think, first or second in the league, and he doesn't really have anyone to throw to. So I'm gonna take the Jaguars in this one, giving Jimmy G his first loss and kind of cooling everyone's jets that are on the Jimmy G train. I got the Jaguars winning this one 31-14.
I thought last week was really a good proving ground for Garoppolo. I think he's also going to be a pretty big threat in the future going forward, just having watched his play this year. But I don't think he's going to have the receivers and the skill positions to really get anything done against the Jaguars. Watch him to do a little bit, but I think the Jags win this one 27-15.
Yeah, Bees, I agree with you, man. That defense is it's ridiculous, especially in the secondary too. But you can't forget about Blake Bortles on the offensive end too. I feel like he's going to give him the work, and the Jaguars are going to win 24-14.
Moving on to a total suck fest, we have Giants at Cardinals.
Total suck fest is right, man. Just because I have to pick a team here, I was gonna go one way, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Giants in this one, man. Like I said, tough one to call. Really, no rhyme or reason, but I feel like Eli is gonna get the job done against Gabbert. 21-14.
This is a tough one to call. I think I'm going to take the Cardinals, though, as I think Blaine Gabbert is a better quarterback at this point in his career than Eli Manning is at his career. Not to mention the Giants don't really seem to have too many offensive weapons left. I know they got a couple low-end running backs that are starting to show up a little bit, but watch for this Cardinals defense to reestablish itself and escape a game 10-9.
I don't even know if I can pick a team for this game. It's kind of a slop game. But I think Eli Manning is going to get it done there. And I think he's going to win 23-17 Giants.
All right, in a game that probably seemed more interesting before the season started, we have Seahawks at Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys and Seahawks can both make the playoffs. And at this point, I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. It's going to be a big game. Zeke's coming back. He's hungry. They're going to feed him. It's going to open up the rest of the game. And I really don't see the Seahawks. Their defense is so depleted at this point. You kind of feel sorry for them, but then you realize Pete Carroll's their coach, and you just go back to laughing at them. So I'm going to take the Cowboys here, 26-21.
I'm also going to go Cowboys after what Todd Gurley did to that Seattle defense's behind last week. I don't think there's any way you can really go and take anyone else. I think Zeke is going to have a big day. He's going to be angry, and look for him to put up 200 yards on the ground. I think the Cowboys are going to win this one 28-24.
And I agree with Reaper 100%. I think he's going to go off for probably 250, man. The Cowboys are just going to run all over him 34-7.
And again, with this week being a weird week, we don't have Sunday Night Football. We move into our first of two Monday night games. Pittsburgh Steelers at Houston Texans.
Even though Antonio Brown's going to be out this week, it's more of a precautionary thing to keep him healthy for the playoffs. The Steelers should have no trouble rolling over the Texans, especially in the dome. Look for things to get ugly. Steelers 44, Texans 19.
Yeah, we've got another stink fest on our hands here. I think TJ Yates is probably going to start again, and Houston has no real defense left healthy. So watch for the Steelers to keep rolling in this one on their way to a bye in the AFC. I think the Steelers win this one pretty handily, 31-13.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Pittsburgh is going to just demolish them. It's not even going to be a contest, 38-14.
And our last matchup of the week, I wish I could say it was a better one, but we have Raiders at Eagles.
Bulls, man, crazy. 4 touchdowns last week. If I would have picked them up off the waiver wire, I would have won my game. But, look for things to continue the way they were. He is picking up that 2013 magic, and the Raiders have no shot here against this Eagles team who will sit some guys, but they're still going to be playing and keeping everyone warm for the playoffs. So I got the Eagles here, 28 to the Raiders, 24.
Yeah, with the Saints and the Rams kind of chasing them, trying to steal a spot away from them in a bye, I think the Eagles are going to play this week. And if I can go on a bit of a rant here, if you look at Nick Foles' stats Really, he was only bad when he was in a Jeff Fisher offense. Other than that, he's put up some pretty good stats across his career. Watch for him to continue that against the Raiders defense, who I can't even name anyone besides Khalil Mack. And the Eagles win this one pretty easily as well, 28-7.
Shout out to my boy Carson Wentz on a quick recovery. ACL tear was brutal, man, and I just hope he comes back even hotter next season when he comes back. But I think the Eagles are still going to get it done with Foles as quarterback. I think he's, just killing it right now as a backup. So I think they're going to win 28-7.
Well, all right then, guys. That covers our Week 16 NFL Pick-'Ems. Reeps, how are we looking playoff-wise for the guests? So I know we have two guys who have confirmed made it into the playoffs, Pack Straw Cab and Ben Frank Money, with Knife to Meet You in third place and Razor in fourth place. Those two still have a chance to get knocked out by Clot Scopes here and our guest next week if they pick good. How else is it looking?
Well, the two guests that you already mentioned that are in third and fourth place have put up really good scores. I think in order to guarantee a spot, Clutch Scopes, you're going to have to put up a 13 number in the win column. You think you got it this week?
Yeah, man, I feel like this is the good time to pick up these W's with kind of some of these slop games, the blowout ones. So, maybe I could squeak my way into the playoffs and then, take home that W.
For sure, man. Well, hey, buddy, we appreciate you being a fan of the show, and thanks again for stopping by, dude. We were glad to have you. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yep, good luck this week. Just not more luck than me.
or me. But yeah, guys, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our future tech unboxings, game reviews, and more.
And let us know down in the comments which one of these games you think is going to be the worst this week. Because honestly, there's too many to pick from. Let us know.
I still vote Bears-Browns, but we'll see. Just please, I'm crossing my fingers. Don't
I think
lose
it's going to be
Bears.
Giants-Cardinals. That's going to be horrible. I should have said 6-3.
All day.
For Fire Team Base, peace out. Yeah.
All right, guys, keep reading.